Guys, how y'all doing today? Alex here again, and I had some requests to do how I put the plants in my tank or do a planted tank. I'm still really new at the planted tank. I've started learning a few tricks on how to do it, so I'm going to show you a few of the tricks and tips I've been using. Let's start with substrate. Now, with substrates for a planted tank, there's three kinds. There's dirt, which is it's really good. It's not like your normal dirt you have outside. I actually use like this. It's fluval full spectrum dirt I got from a friend that I tried out. I wouldn't suggest it to any beginners, but if you really get into it and you do your research right and you feel like you can take it on, go ahead. It's actually very expensive. I believe it's like 20-30 bucks for 10 pounds. So right away you're gonna run into getting pretty expensive. If you want to go a normal route, I suggest using sand and gravel. Some people pot their plants. Some people do different types of ways of doing it, which is good. If you want to use that, you can. I specifically like using sand. Sand is easy for the plants to move through. It works very well. I've had really good time with it in the past. It takes a little bit longer to clean, but it works well. If you get a chance, let me see if I can get it real quick. This little guy right here, this has been in there, and I mean, look how big those roots are. I mean, those are some serious rootage. And this is a little Nubus. We've probably had for I think 3 months now. This one right here is actually growing really good roots as well. I like it. I like Anubis. Anything for a new person to plant. Anubis is a fun one to grow. It's actually really easy to maintenance. It grows really slow, but I enjoy it. Goldfish leave it alone. They leave it. They don't touch it. They don't like it. This one's actually growing a lot. It's actually growing new babies right there. They do really well. They don't need a lot of lighting. They like a high pH. This one actually has a little bit of hair algae, which I'll go over another day. It's a real pain in the butt when the lights are on. Another one, I don't believe they tack too much, are Java ferns. Now, Java ferns and Anubis have one thing in common. They like to be tied down to things. So if you can get away with like a river rock, a really good river rock that's about hand size, driftwood, bogwood, whatever you want to use, you take a small fishing line, just a clear one, wrap it around enough times around the object that you want it to. I want to say around the base of it. And over time, the roots will grow over that rock or object that you have it onto, and will eventually just make itself one with it. It makes it easier to move around, but I personally like to do sand. Another trick with sand or any kind of substrate you use for your goldfish tank for plants, you want to make it, here's my finger right here. So the trick is you want to make it so when you put your finger all the way down to the bottom of the tank, it's knuckle deep. So my knuckle hits the sand top right there. So this is a 55. It actually holds 100 pounds of sand right now. It is a lot, and like I said, plants need a lot of substrate to grow through and keep going. Let's see the benefits to them. By itself, these plants lower ammonia levels significantly. They lower nitrites. They produce a lot of air and oxygen in the tank. Every time these guys, give off any kind of waste or very dirty, give off ammonia scents and whatnot, these plants all pick it up. They pick it up, they thrive off of it, and in return they get air, just like we do. Carbon dioxide in the air, a normal plant outside produces oxygen for us. Now, side note, if you have problems with ammonia levels being high, I mean 1 level, 2 levels, obviously you want it clean as can be. This right here, let's see if I can get it real quick, works wonders, does it fast, okay? It's hard to see, but these are ammo chips. Get them at any kind of pet store. What you do is you buy, it's called ammo chips. You can buy them at Petco, PetSmart, I think Walmart sells them. It's like $5 for a big box. What you'll do is get a nylon. Any drugstore carries them or whatever, just a cheap 50-cent nylon. Cut it in half. and or cut the legs off so it's 2 separate socks. Fill the ammo chips in it. You clean it out in the sink a little bit, get the dirt out. Drop it right in. You let it sit in there. I know it's ugly, but trust me, these bad boys right here, in 2 days, cleared 2 levels of ammonia in my tank when it was starting to, it got a little high. Put those in there for 24, 48 hours, and in those 2 days, my ammonia had dropped down from like a level 3 on a 5 scale to a level 1, almost non-existent. So, you know, it's really beneficial. But anyways, back to the plants. So, if this is your first time doing plants, my suggestion is I would stay with the banana plants. Good, onion plants are good, Anubis are really, really good. Go with something simple that, do your research, find out their pHs, the lighting, everything they use, and see how you run your stuff. You want to put them in what they're going to do really well in. Anubis has always done well for us. The fish, like I said, will not touch it. Typically, they don't like to eat it. They don't like to go near it. They'll swim through it, but whatever. And it's actually pretty easy to maintenance. It doesn't have a lot of trimming and clipping like a Westeria or a what's baby tear grass, dwarf hairgrass will do, which actually looks like grass and is actually hard to trim and cut. The pros to having live plants in your tank, I think it's more pretty than having fake plants. It builds oxygen. It looks pretty. You can move them around. They come in different colors. You can buy plants that are red, plants that are kind of like a violet color. Mainly they're green, light green, dark green. Some look like, you know, like little soft bristles. I mean, you can. There's all kinds of different kind of. Excuse me. Getting over a sickness. Sorry, guys. It's really good, and you know, I love them, and they come in such different sizes, and you can do a plant tank in a 5-gallon, a 2-gallon. You can do it in a 100-gallon if you want. I mean, people get crazy with it, and there's so many like different ways you can do it. You can make it look like a forest, like a place you like to visit. You know, make it look like grass and trees growing, all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, people get crazy. Now, the con to having plants is you got to be ready to clean. Like I said, this guy right here has some hair algae. It's actually going to get cleaned today. But, yeah, you got to be able to grow them and be ready to prepare to have to trim them up and clean them up. They're very fragile, too. If you handle them too much with your hands, it'll actually kill your plants. You just got to be ready to, you know, deal with. Some plants are going to go good, some plants are going to die. I mean, it's really whatever works well for you. But like I said, it just really helps out a lot when you have plants in there. I mean, it helps with oxygen, it helps with all kinds of stuff. I mean, these guys are all happy and healthy and, you know, do everything else. If you want, some people, I've actually done it before, I buy Anacris, and a lot of people don't like them because they are nasty plants when they get tore up. But I use Anacris or something like that to throw in there so they can munch on that. Because fish are kind of like cows, goldfish are. They like to snack all day. They like to just munch on things. So something like that will actually keep them occupied. So I hope this video helps a little bit. I know it's kind of hard to go over so much information, but if there's anything else, I'll go over it specifically with you. I can. One more notice, someone asked me about handling fish, like how you handle them, because people get scared when you pick up fish, like to move them around. Real simple. Dexter right here is actually the best one to do it with because he doesn't really care too much. But when you gotta handle your fish, you go and just lightly scoop them with your hand, just like that. I'm not holding a grip on him. He's staying right there in my hand, so I can get photos of him. Photo bomb from Dexter. And I'm real careful. And then when I'm done, I put him back in. It's really, really easy, but these fish are also very fragile. Actually, I think Callie's been dropped before by somebody else, but yeah, you you just hold very lightly in your hand, just cup your hand, and typically they hold still. My bigger ones do better. And that's that. And you just let her go when you're done. And so I hope this video helps a little bit in giving you understanding of plants. And thank you for everyone that's been watching, and I hope this video helps as well. And if you need any other help with it, just go ahead and hit up my Instagram, let me know. And until then, until next time, thank you very much.